Guys, I'm going to go through the whole membership program with you as fast as I can because this is really meant to go through 5 weeks. So I won't touch on every little thing, but you'll learn a lot. There is a chat box, and I would say put your questions in the chat box, not in the question box. And that way I can answer your questions at the end. Amanda is at a retreat today, so Cora is going to be helping me. And she'll be here in a little bit, but she's going to ask me the questions at the end. So put your questions in as you think them up, and I will answer them at the end so that I can fly through this as fast and get as much in it as I can. Can you guys see my screen? You can type in the chat. Oh, there's Sakura. Sakura, I'm going to make you a panelist. Yes, okay, you can see my screen. Okay. And there's my reminder to get on the call. I made it before the reminder came. And it's 2:00, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Cora, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. And I can hear you. You're loud and clear. The voice
Good.
lesson's coming through. Okay, so this is being recorded. I see the little red light flashing, so you do not have to remember everything, but you can go back. And I'm going to put this up here. I just wrote some talking points so that I would not forget to talk about the importance of a membership and why I teach it. I've been teaching a beta course on it since 2016. And it's because it occurred to me that we have our membership. Our membership accidentally got started when we first started out in like 2012. I have most of the same customers now that I had back then because we have good retention in our membership. And so that's part of what I teach with the membership. But for health coaches, having a membership platform would be like a dream come true when you're talking about consistent and predictable revenue, because you know what's coming in today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, and the next day, and you're not constantly trying to feed a new program or an hourly one-on-one type workload. So a subscription model generates steady income through monthly or annual payments, and there's other payments too, and we'll talk about those. You can have monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual payments, or we even have it so that you can have one payment over a long period of time for founders. If you're just starting out your subscription and you need or you want to have the money in kind of a slush fund, you don't want to get a loan, you don't want to take money away from your personal revenue or income, then what you want to do is you can sell founders subscriptions. So maybe you say you're our original founder, you can be a member for life for a $10,000 payment one time, and it will save you this much over a lifetime, which might be $30,000 savings. So that's really a nice way to do things too. And there's a lot of people doing that. They're doing that with the subscriptions. Med spas are doing that too. Predictable revenue helps you to plan, invest, and sustain your business with a lot less financial stress. I know for me, I have Infusionsoft, so I have a cash flow report, and I can look at that cash flow report and I know that I've got 6 people paying their subscription today and maybe 10 people tomorrow, and maybe I have 8 people the next day that are paying annual subscriptions. So I know every single day what's going to be coming in, and I can set my marketing on just continually bringing in new customers. But most important with a subscription model would be to retain customers. So long-term memberships promote consistent client interaction, which is great for the clients. It creates a structured coaching process that allows you not to be going over the same thing over and over and over again. You've got content already set up and it gets repeatedly sent out to people, but you don't have to continually regurgitate it all. It gives your customers continuous access to resources, group support, and then the individual sessions if that's what you have. And you can set it up your own way. And I'm going to talk real fast through this because I've got this set up through the course and I'm going to go through it real quick. Scalability and business growth. Coaches can offer digital resources, group coaching, or online courses. There's a million different kinds of memberships that you can have, and you can set up your membership any way that you want. What I did when I was going through these betas with everybody was to finally come back and create Natural Health Immersion, which is our membership program. And that just, I made all the decisions for you there on what your membership was, or most of the decisions for you on what your membership was going to look like. So the content was all created and it was set up to release sequentially according to what I set for your customers. You can do it with any programs now with the Impact, where it's the Impact has over 100 different modules that you can create your own program. You can create your own subscription membership and have content to release for 10 years with that. So there's tons. So we're not going to work through the worksheets with this, but I do want to go through these presentations. And I'm going to go through as much as I can today. Let's see how big I can get this. That's not very big. I'm going to download this as a PDF and we'll look at that. Oh, I can't download PDF. There we go. All right. So now you can see it. Okay, week 1. We're going to start where, start at the very beginning. A membership site can offer weekly, monthly, annual memberships to its clients so that you can provide the consistent high value to your clients without having to constantly be chasing down the new customers. And it's profitable, low stress, and it grows easily. Some of the reasons to create a membership site for you: add residual income stream, reach more customers, share a message easier. And it doesn't have to be all these reasons. This is kind of not on a page. Great, I got it too big. There we go. Okay. But some of them, create income to cover business expenses, become more comfortable, schedule things easier, develop community. And then any reason is a good reason. Part of that workbook that we have is that you go through and you list all the reasons that you might want to have a membership. And there's a lot of reasons for you, financially, and then being able to help more people, and being able to scale things easier are the biggest reasons. For your customers, they get their needs filled easier. They have a community to support them in addition to you, if that's what you include. You don't have to include a community, but that could be part of it, and that's a very beneficial part for them. More content or availability. And the one thing that we found with memberships over time is that you don't want to overwhelm them. So sometimes less is more. Just make sure that what you're giving them is what they need and don't give them any more than what they need. closer contact with you for value, and that doesn't mean that they come and they sit in your office all day long and look at you, but it does mean that they would have access to you maybe through a forum like Facebook or through an email system like our ticketing system, or even just your regular email. It gives them support, it gives them ease of access, and that kind of goes back to the other one. A better price because you can charge a lot less if you're not sitting in there talking to them through the whole thing. And then continuity, if they know that on Friday night, and convenience when they're on Friday night when they have time to look at it, then it'll be there for them and they don't have to wait until you're available. Okay, services or products provided. If you look at, and this is the fun part about it, think about all the different memberships that you belong to. And one membership that I belong to would be Netflix. And I belong to Netflix because I can get tons and tons of movies and series and anything at my beck and call for not very much money. And I've kept that one forever because it's cheap and it's filled the need for me. Another one that I've used before are subscription services like foods. I've had food delivered that they've got some new one called Springly that I want to try out, but that is more of a need, or it could be considered a need. I could convince myself that it's a need and not something frivolous, but it's I have to eat, and if it comes to me made, prepared, it will be food that I will eat, and it's food I know that is, or it should be, healthy. I had one or two that it said it was healthy, and then you check your labs later and your cholesterol goes up, so it's not really that healthy. But like recipes and workout plans, providing something that the customer needs, and it's a necessity, and so it's a lot easier to sell if it's a necessity. Evergreen would be products or programs that they don't need to be changed or updated, so you can throw it in there and they can go in there and go through it anytime. Community, a lot of people need the support and accountability of a community, and you can have a membership that's all it is they have a community. They can pay $5 to get into a community and they support each other, and you've provided them a place to gather. Usually, though, for health coaches and with what we do, the community is provided as a side to what they're going through, like a course or coaching. Education, like our 3, 6, 9, and 12-month program, that's always there's something that's new to learn, or any of our other programs. A buffet, and you know what? I'm doing this with one of our she's an investigative functional medicine practitioner, and we're doing the buffet with hers. And that's where she took all of her programs, she put it into her Elite Access membership, and her patients will go in there, their customers. Now, her customers will go in there and they can choose, or she can say, let's start with the sleep program. You're having problems with sleep. So they start with the sleep, and then maybe they're starting to have gut problems. They can go to the gut health program. And so they maybe don't go through them. They won't go through them all at the same time, because you'll lose them all if they do that. But they can go through at their own rate. And this works really well, especially for somebody starting out a new membership, because not everybody has to be at the same place at the same time, and you can put people in anytime and they're going to be where they belong. And so that buffet is really good. I'm really excited for that, and I've got a lot of ways that we're working with that's going to be really nice. Bulk program, it's where you offer your programs as part of the membership, and we have a lot of people who are doing this, where you do 4 detoxes a year. They join for maybe $27 a month, and they go through a spring detox, a summer detox, a fall detox, or maybe they go through boot camp type challenges where they go through the different things. So you can do that as bulk programs. That's value where you can offer discounts. So part of your membership might be that they get a 10% discount at Vitamix because they're a customer of your juicing group. Coaching, and that would adjust the price of what membership you're selling. So if you're charging $300 an hour for coaching, and I'm not saying that's what you should charge, but if you're charging $300 an hour for coaching and they have a membership that allows them to go through 4 programs for $500 and you're going to coach them 12 times a year, then you would charge them $3,600 plus what you're charging them to go through the programs. So you add on whatever coaching. We've got that, with the physician weight loss, we've got the 3 levels set up with that so that you can sell that where it's self-guided or where they're going through and maybe they get daily I think, daily email support, or they have a weekly call with you. And then you just adjust the price by how much time, because you want to make sure you get paid for your time. And then combination, and that's the most, the membership that's used most often is the combination where you take any of those above and use that for your membership. You know what? I am at the end of that part. If there's any questions, why don't I answer those? I don't see any questions in there, so I'm going to go ahead and go. Okay, so we have client clarity worksheets that we use for building abundance, online marketing mastery, and this. And we use it for everything because it's the most important thing that you can do as a prequel to anything with working with a customer is knowing who your ideal client is and what area, what specialty you want to work in as a coach or as a practitioner. So those are really important. That's the next step for your membership. This is, and I touched on that for any of you guys that were here last week. I touched on this a little bit and how to develop the perfect program. This is how you take care of your customer in a content-driven plan. And so this little blue step right here is where your customer is right now. And if they're an empty nest baby boomer, affluent woman, they might be overweight, lonely, looking for purpose and looking for belonging. And this big yellow step up at the very top is where they want to be by working with you in your membership or in your program. And so that's where they might be ready to contribute and give back. They're still learning, but they're no longer lonely. They may have lost some weight. They're feeling like their life has meaning again, and they feel like they belong, especially if you've given them a nice community. So you've got them right here where they are when they come to you, and right here where they are when they have gained some value from your program or membership. And so these steps in between are the ways that you get them from here to there. And the program that you work with is going to move them from there. And if you're customizing something, then you want to look at your specific customer's situation and move things around. We've set up natural health immersion, and then the next year we did was Live Your Best Life, which natural health immersion is naturopathic. Live Your Best Life is more cognitive and behavioral, and so those graduate nicely. But that's what you work with, and then you don't have to use one of the membership programs. If you've got your own membership programs or your own programs, you can put them in place by what your customer needs to get from here to there. If you have 12-day detox, you can move them from 12-day detox to art of aging, to sleep, to stress, to live your best life, or not live your best life, to a lighter life. I just talked to a podcast this morning. We were talking about a lighter life. I think that ought to be in all of these. So from here to there, you just arrange things so that they get to where they want to be. And that's the secret to making a good membership and something that your customer needs. We break it down by needs and values to if you have trouble coming up with these. And so those we just use Matzloff's, the career, love and belonging, self-esteem, contribution, self-actualization, and then physiological. So we got to the end of week 1 and we're 18 minutes in, so we're doing good. Yes, there will be a video. Okay. We're going to go on to, I'm going to go back because this one came out of the, okay. So we're going to go to week 2. Content and delivery. There we go. That's to set up your content and delivery. There we go. Okay. Content, delivery, and price. All right. So content. We went through that before, so I'm not going to go through that again. Content ideas. Okay, podcasts and webinars can be part of it. You can have a library with podcasts and webinars. You can have exclusive products that are members only access. So you might have a deal worked out with Vitamix or with a bedding company or with a sleep mask company and offer exclusive products that nobody else can get. Beta opportunities. So ways for you to be able to test and release. And that can be beneficial for both of you because they can get it for a little bit less money and you can work out the kinks without being judged, which is nice. And, you know, I've kept this thing in beta because I keep working out the kinks and I keep working with customers and it works really well. But I still like to be able to use the case studies. And so having a beta gives you the ability to require the case studies when you do it. Discounts and coupons. I always thought it'd be kind of cool to work out a deal with Lululemon or Athleta for clothes and give discounts for those. Ebooks, lists, guides, you know, any kind of exclusive or discounted access to content, an exclusive library of information. And if you look at our inner circle, you know, we've got 10 years worth of great interviews with people like Marie Forleo and Amy Porterfield and Dr. Furman and just all kinds of experts. And that's all valuable. And you can accumulate that, keep it in a library, just like a blog. And people can access that when they want to. I have coaches that say, I spent the whole weekend going through your stuff. And they get a lot of value from it, and it's usable and it will educate a lot of people for a long time. And so having that in a membership is a valuable thing to do for everybody. And then access to your one-on-one coaching or group coaching if that's what you want to do. And then a community again that's available through a forum, a group, or a chat area. We always go back to Facebook. We partnered with Lose It for a little while. We did I can't remember the name. We did something like a year or two ago where we invested a lot of time and money into it, and everybody still likes going to Facebook better. So, and it's free. Content tips, don't try to provide too much content. I already told you that. Use it, the steps that you establish to determine what you should provide your clients and then move them from step to step. Or like that buffet thing where, you know, you let them go in and say they're feeling neglected, let them go through the self-care program first and then go back and do something that like the weight loss. And sometimes you go through the self-care and you don't need to go through the weight loss because you quit worrying about things and you just lost weight. What kind of content will you include? Your focal point, you want to know your membership focal point and a program title and the description, and then the way it's presented, quarterly, monthly, and intermittent, and you want to plan that out. And then using those stages that we looked at, the steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, you'll want to consider that when you're looking at your content. And you're going to use this for a lot of things. This is really important because we're going to use this for marketing too. This is really important to be able to show your customer what's going to happen for them from when they come to you and when they get to where they want to be. And when you can show them that, then they know they want to join your membership. You should have a content calendar. Organization and presentation makes it easier for the client to navigate through it, and then set up your time and your content by considering the client experience. And that's the most important thing, is looking at it from the client side of things. And then what are the challenges that your clients may experience during their membership? And if you pre-anticipate that, then you can make the plans. These calendars are for setting up the content. It does not need to take forever to set up your membership. I had my membership for the Inner Circle set up when I had the idea to have the Inner Circle. And we had that deal with IIN where we were producing their program, their 6-month program, and Joshua said, well, I can get somebody to do that for me and I don't want you to do it anymore. And so I had like 3 weeks to quit producing the 6-month program, figure out what to do with the ones that I already had out, and then to produce my own. And I created the Inner Circle membership. I charged a quarterly, which I would never do quarterly again because it's too hard for people to remember. But I did a quarterly amount, which we changed to monthly later on. And I released the first 3 months of the 12-month program in the first month, the second 3 months of the 12-month program in the third month, and then the fourth and the fifth month. They had all 12 months of the program, and then they got everything else I produced after that, which was Building Abundance. And then I had 12-day detox, which we already had, and we just added it to it. And the Slim, Sexy, and Smart, and the Spiritual Cleanse. We did those, and so those were all part of the membership. We had a great group that supported each other, and I didn't spend a lot of time ruminating on it. I put it together. I gave everybody value. I sold the offer, and we had memberships. I think we had 1,500 memberships in the first few months. And when you can do that, without a lot of fussing over launches and all the other stuff. I mean, we ran the business like a business where we were doing our marketing like you're supposed to, but the sales were coming in like crazy, and it was because of the membership, and it's because we gave a lot of value with the membership and people wanted it. So the sky is the limit with a membership site. You aren't confined to one style of release. You can have sequential release, which would be like DSD. That's our membership sites. It would be like Access Ally, which is what we use. It's a little bit more sophisticated, where it works with Infusionsoft, and we have it individually programmed. So I have a lot more flexibility with the way that I use it with that. So you can release it sequentially that way. We've made deals with Practice Better and Healthy so that they will release our programs for free for you guys if you have their practice management, which is a great way to release it. You don't have all the flexibility that you do with our DSD sites, but it's a lot easier. And They make all the decisions for you. You just go in and you turn it off, turn it on, and it's simple. You can have periodic release where you email it through a group or a forum. That's what we do with our community programs, where you release it through that. You can have coaching or educational, and this would be like in two parts, where they can access you, and another where they can access your recipes, your tools, and your information. So you might set up Zoom calls and then set up your release through your membership site or Healthy or whatever. And then community, Facebook or other forum. So those are different ways that you can deliver it. Pricing. Okay, so you can have monthly with annual, and I'm not going to go into a lot of pricing. I have on our website, if you type into the search button here, the word rates, that will come up with a podcast, and it will come up with a blog right here. And there's a really good informational article here on why and how to price things. It takes into account factors like geographic location, what all you're including, client origination, whether you came up with the client or if a doctor is handing you, one client after another, experience, education, niche and target market, payment, whether it's insurance or corporate sponsorship or self-paid, demand and existing markets. So this talks about all of that, and then it takes some of our programs and tells about how to charge. Okay, back to this. So you can charge for membership monthly with annual option, quarterly, annually, payment plus a monthly payment, one-time fee like that founder's fee, or a trial plus monthly. You want to do some market research and see what competitors are charging. When we were doing Millennial Matters, which actually never came to be, we changed it to Life Matters because millennials had outgrown the need for it by the time that I had decided how we were going to present that program. But when we were studying millennials, we knew that we could not sell anything for more than $16.99 to them. So it didn't seem very worthwhile either. If you're studying baby boomers and you do the market research on that, you can see that there's money there to be spent. Now the millennials will be spending money, so it's a different story. So you want to do the market research to find out on that, and query your audience to find out what they're willing to pay. So there's a lot of things. I've already talked about the coaching with or without support. So I'm going to skip over this part, and we can go to week 3, and we're at 231. We're doing good. Does anybody have any questions? No, still just on the replays. Okay, and this week we're going to talk about branding, which is my favorite topic, branding and price again. This just gives you how to work out, it gives you some different things to work out the price, but I'm going to make this smaller again. There, okay. So your identity, when you're looking at your branding, do you want to be known for authority, as a coach, as an educator, or as a success story? And you can mix all three, but those are 4 different branding identities that you can use. You can use speaker, journalist, author, blogger, or podcaster, and some of us have many. I claim authority. I don't claim coaching very much, except for that I teach. Success story, I claim that. Speaker, not so much. Journalist, we write a lot. and blogger and podcaster. So you can be all of it. That is a review of what we talked about before. Let's look at this one model. Okay, so this is the bulk one I talked about, the cleanse membership. You could have quarterly cleanse programs. You could have a monthly podcast or webinar with that. You could have a Facebook community. You could have weekly recipes. I mean, and you can have weekly recipes, or you can have a thread filled out or set up so that people can contribute their recipes weekly. Have that part of their membership, is that they need to try a new recipe every week and they need to share it, and then have a one-on-one call with them. And so for the 4 detoxes at $97 each, plus the podcast, communities, and recipes, charge $200 a year. That would be a reasonable amount. For the coaching, if your charge is $125 an hour, then you would charge a total of $713 for that yearly membership. And if you divided it by 12, it would be $59.41. 7 is, for some reason, a magical marketing number, so I would change the $59.41 to $57 a month. We made it fast through that one because there was some review on that. There was, with this program right here, we've got a lot of the branding information. We've got this big branding book that I've redone a few times. I had Jules Branch help with it to start with, and then I added a graphic design course to it to help people do their websites. And then we've got a lot more branding information on there too. So the one we've got attached to that. And then I think that it's in the Health Coach University library. If not, you could go to support. Amanda's on a retreat this starting today until Monday, so it might take until Tuesday to get it, but we could get you a copy of that if you want it. Week 4, we get to my favorite part, and that's the sales funnel and the marketing. And this, by the way, is part of our membership platform that I told you about with Access Ally, the ally that we released through here. So this is one way to release the programs. So about marketing your membership, your goal is to set up a marketing system to add hundreds of thousands of members continually every year. At the very beginning of this, one of the worksheets is why are we setting up this membership for ourselves? If one of your things is that I want to spend less than 10 hours a week on my business, but I want to help as many people as I can, you want to make sure that you set up this plan, the things that we've gone over on the last few modules, in a way that it's not going to overwhelm you. So you don't want to set it up that you've got hundreds of thousands of members who have weekly appointments, because you can't handle that by yourself, and you're going to need to hire more people, and it's just going to be a lot more than 10 hours a week. So make sure that you set your program up according to your values and your needs for the membership. But you want lots of members, so advertise for members, make a plan, forecast your revenue. So say you want to have 500 members by January 1 for your New Year's your New Year's start for the membership programs, whichever one you're going to start in January. And so if you're going to get, what did I say, 500? Okay, we're going to remember 500. If you're going to get 500 customers, then you need to plan your marketing to bring in that many customers. And that means that if you're going to have 500 customers, you cannot go out and spend $3 a day on advertising. You need to spend a comparable amount of money that's going to fill your your membership. And so we're going to talk, this is my favorite topic, is the marketing. We're going to talk about different types of marketing. I will tell you that the best way to get customers quickly is to partner with other people who have a lot of customers, and then they can send you their customers to hear about your product. You can also send them your customers to hear about their product. Now, you don't want to do this with somebody that's selling the same thing as you, but you want to do this with somebody who is selling something that is needed by your ideal client, just the way your product is needed by your ideal client. So you don't want to set up your own competition, but you do want to collaborate. So scarcity marketing, this is important because a lot of people don't buy unless they have a strong reason to do it now. You can do that by limiting the enrollment by the number of products that you have available, which is ridiculous with a content marketing, except for it is not ridiculous with what you're doing, because you might say, I can only handle 500 customers. So sign up now and be one of the first 500. Don't say this if it's not true, though. If you can work with 1 million people and it doesn't matter, then it would not be honest to say that you're going to limit the number. You can add urgency by putting a time limit on it. And that would be to say that we're going to start on January 1st. I need to have everything in place. So my last acceptance is on November 15th. And so you give them the time limit, and that gives them scarcity or an urgency to buy now. Word of mouth marketing is the best marketing that there is. That's testimonials, referrals, and affiliates. And the reason that that's the best marketing that there is because you no longer need social proof. Everybody wants to trust the person that they're buying from or getting coaching from or whatever that they're doing from. And if you have word of mouth, happy customers spreading the word, then they know that you're safe to deal with. A call to action. That's one of the most important things that some people forget. You need to ask people to buy now or enroll now. Marketing strategy, seasonal marketing. This is an easy one for seasonal detoxes. If you're working with depression, seasonal affective disorder might be one that you would consider like that. We have the Healthy Holidays, which is a perfect one that we start doing it around Halloween and run clear until the end of the year. And it supports people through the holidays, and it does not focus on dieting. It focuses on managing situations and contributing, giving, and gratitude. And so it's kind of a spiritual, but it's good for, I mean, it's not a religious thing unless you make it that way. We've had Jewish and Christian healthy holidays, but it doesn't have to be any kind of religion. And it's still a healthy holidays. People have trouble getting through that period of time for one reason or another. PR marketing is good, and that can be free or it can be paid. I had an interesting email just right before I got on this call. It was somebody putting together a publication, and they said, we want to put you in our magazine. We're sorry, but Oprah and Richard Branson got 1 and 2. And I just, I sent him a note back and I said, go ahead and put me in for 3. And of course, they sent me something back saying that they wanted some money. But anyway, it's funny, but you don't have to pay for that stuff. There are ways that you can release your information and they'll write it up for free, or you can promote your event and have somebody share it. And that's kind of a partnership type deal too. Or you can release the information to some kind of news outlet and it'll be released. So PR marketing is great. I have an interview with Gabby Bernstein. She used to be in public relations, and we talked a lot about this, and that's in the inner circle for any of you guys that are in that. Social media marketing. You can advertise your membership on social media, and a better long-term approach is to do like what we teach in Online Marketing Mastery, where you give something away for free. and then you nurture them over time, and then you can, when your membership opens, you can tell them through email. And so that's less spammy than announcing everything on social media. Email marketing is fabulous. I used to pay to do snail mail marketing, and so I was paying $18,000 for a mailer to go out. And now if I want to email 3 times as many information pieces out, it costs me nothing except for what my base costs are to run Infusionsoft. Event marketing. So with events, you can drive sales with visual aids. You could have the trifolds or, actual products if you sell products, but your event can happen at a health food store, online as a webinar. It can happen in a corporation as a lunch and learn. Whole Foods has situations where you can go there and you can have events, and there's a lot of different ways. You can partner with gyms and have an event there. But it also helps you to establish authority and trust. And at the event, you can launch your membership. I had one coach that she kept telling me she was going to go do this event, and she was from Botswana, and she was going to go back and do this event, and she was going to get all these people to sign up for a 12-day detox. And I thought, that's great. Well, it turned out that the event wasn't really an event. It was one of those talky things, the network where you each take a turn where you get to do your speech. And she ended up with 50 people signing up for a 12-day detox and then converted them into natural health immersion. So that was true wonders of using events to the highest possible level you could. And then newsletter marketing. A newsletter can be sent out by snail mail or email, and I still believe in snail mail. I think it gets a lot of attention and it stands out. Cause marketing is marketing that you can do through, my first venture was the Sharing the Health ebook. And I had 75 health coaches and nutrition experts or celebrities even in the field contribute to that. And I knew that I could not make money with it, or I didn't feel like at the time I could, because it was my first attempt at it. I knew I could make it beautiful. I knew I could make it worthwhile. But I thought, to make it more meaningful to me, I donated all of the money to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And it just made it easier for me to invest the money in it. It made it easier for me to sell it to the people who were investing their input into it. Then I had 75 co-marketers with me on that thing, and we made a lot of money for juvenile diabetes research. And it was a good first venture for me. So cause marketing is where you would donate half or all of your money, or even like 10% to a cause. Relationship marketing is building relationships with your clients before you sell them anything. And that's what we do with our online marketing, where we give them something for free in return for their email address. And then we nurture them with information where we establish our expertise, and they can receive wins, small wins from things that we give them. And then when they're ready to buy, they come to us. So relationship marketing is a wonderful way to sell. Transactional marketing is like a single point of sale strategy, like sales or coupons. And I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, with Warren Buffett and Mrs. B and Nebraska Furniture Mart, where things went on sale for 75% off, and you ran to the store and bought it. And so I love sales. So I'm a big believer in that. Online marketing, soft marketing through Google search or Facebook can be effective if you aren't too pushy. Campaign marketing is where you have the sequential release of information, or a drip marketing campaign. And we have something coming out next week that I'm really excited for with our programs. It's going to be the campaign marketing, but that's a really good thing to do. We're doing that through Google. JV marketing, joint venture marketing, and we do that with We do that with Healthy and Practice Better. And the thing is that that gives us a lot. It gives us exposure to their customers, but more importantly than that, it gives our customers exposure to the practice management, which makes our customers' business run better. And so it's the JV marketing is good for everybody. It's JV marketing. You can't get around that. I used to do that in my old business where you would get, 5 different businesses together. They would each promote the business. And so you can do it in a million different ways. And if you want to talk about that later, we can talk about that later too. There's fun ways to do that. Brand recognition marketing, and that's important over time. You want your name to be out there and recognized. And that's why when you do some marketing, you want to make sure that you stay local to start with so that you can establish your brand and then build it out. And it's a lot easier for your spend that way. Telemarketing is the one that I do not like, but it's effective. I remember my husband started in insurance, and you'd call and say, insurance was easy because you'd say, can I call you back when your insurance renews? When does your insurance renew? And they say, oh yeah, if you're going to save me money, call me back. So telemarketing can be good, except for it's very intrusive. Direct mail marketing is great, and it usually pays off. I've never ever done direct mail marketing, and that's where you post the mail to the post office and they get it. Don't do the multi-packs though, because it gets lost in that. And then value added marketing, and we do that where you buy one get one free, or at Black Friday last year we did buy a membership program and you get this huge packet of forms for coaches free. So that's good too. And then your marketing style. This is hard for somebody who has a small business and is only getting a few customers at a time. You see people like Tony Robbins, who goes out and does a big launch, and he takes in, thousands of people in 3 days' time. For somebody smaller, it's harder to take in thousands of people in 3 days' time. It's also not feasible to take in 3 customers in 3 days' time and wait another year to take in more customers, because you need business. And so open enrollment for new businesses is a nice way to go, where you can enroll people all year round. The problem with that is that you don't have the time urgency. So use the special promotions or something else that will help to promote it. And I like with memberships, a lot of our people have given like the first month trial, and then they can continue it if they want. That's a really good way to let people dip their feet in, see if they want it, and not have anything to lose. I really believe in that kind of thing. You can have limited enrollment with a wait list annually or quarterly. It's a lot of work to launch something of that magnitude more than once a year unless you do it continually. So I would consider that before I would do a lot of launches. Plus, you might make people tired with too many launches. Okay, and then these 4 ideas can be used in conjunction with the other 2. Referral enrollment, where you have only a period of time where you have member-only referral periods, and so you can give a gift maybe to the person that's telling their friends, and you bring their other person in maybe for a little discount. Retargeting enrollment, where you have people who've left your membership and you bring them back. You might have I guess I skipped ahead. Retargeting, promoting people who've shown interest but never came in. And then re-enrollment promotion, that's the one where the people have left and you want them back. And then beta, people who agree to be in a case study or a trial. Do you guys want to hear about the launch? This is going into a lot. This is what time is it? 2:52. We've got like 8 minutes left. Does anybody want to type into chat? Do you want to hear a really quick rendition of the launch? We're going to have to stop before we get to retention, because I'm going to run out of time. I was hoping I get carried away with the marketing, probably spent too much time on that. The launch plan for membership that we use is like the profit launch formula from Jeff Walker. He is using this some of the time now, but he also is doing like a 2-day workshop where you go in and you learn things for 2 days and then you sign up. But the launch plan is where 3 months prior you work on building your bit list really big. And one example of that was Kate Nordstrom has her money thing, and she would do a money challenge in her Facebook group where she got tons of people in there. And, she would build her list by thousands doing that. And then she'd have it all filled up, and then she'd promote her product that she charges for. So the 3 months prior is to build your list bigger. 10 days prior is your pre-launch, and that's when you start releasing information about what you have. And day one, this drove me nuts the first time I did it. The first time I ever did this was with physician weight loss. And I had people saying, would you quit with this? I just want to buy it. How much is it? And I couldn't do it. I had to wait until we got to the end to sell my first one. But video one, you focus on why. So that's the what can be. So if you look back at that very first step thing that I showed you, you're looking here at why do they want to be there in your membership? And that's all the pain points from that little first step. Day two is focus on what, and that's what you're going to be teaching them to get from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4 to step 5. Day 3 is focus on how. Review the first 2 videos that you send out, which I show up here, and then go on to present what's in it for them. And then you open up your cart, and that's when you start. That's when people can finally give you the money because they can't wait. And the purpose behind this launch plan is that a lot of people want to go jump to the dollar amount and they don't take in the reasons. So this gives you a slow drip or leak of information out so that they understand why they would want it, what value it has for them, the benefits that they're going to find from it. And then when they get to the amount of money, they're in a better space to say, oh yeah, I'd pay that for it. That's really what I need. And so that's why you have this launch plan, to get you from there to here. We have it set up in our programs in a way that you don't have to do the videos. We've got lead magnets that you can give them, but your videos will get you a lot further than the lead magnets, because the videos let them know who you are and why you're doing what you're doing, and they connect with you. I'm not going to read you you can get a lot of ideas. I have all kinds of clever ideas for marketing in my blogs, and you can look. I've sat down and I have brainstormed like 75 different ways to get customers, and there's a lot of different ways that you can. I like the story about Lululemon. Lululemon has really clever marketing because they have yoga on Sundays in their store. They clear out a little space with all their clothes surrounding you while you're doing your yoga. And so afterwards, everybody's there. They may as well go buy some of their clothes. So that's pretty good marketing. So there's a lot of clever ways to do your marketing, and a lot of fun ways. All right. I'm going to stop here because the next one's on retention, and it's just a lot of information on how to retain customers. Can I answer any questions? Have I overwhelmed you all so much that you can't think of any questions to ask? You're welcome. I'm drinking green juice while I'm talking to you. I believe in memberships. I think that it's a good way for health coaches to diversify their revenue streams. And we will be running a beta, a group that goes through, and I will help you set it up. I was going to run one at the end of this month, but I think that we're going to be exhausted from the event because we've got a really tight-knit event this year that's going to take a lot of work. So I think I'm going to wait until probably the middle of November before. Rhonda, I don't know if it's ready or not. I know Amanda had talked about it. I can't ask her now because she is out of touch until Monday, but it is being updated. It will definitely be updated before it's time to use it. You're welcome. We have a group, anybody that is interested in doing healthy holidays for the first time. We have some groups where people have gone through in the past and supported each other while they were running it. We've had a lot of people have good luck with healthy holidays because you can run people through healthy holidays and then take them into a program like physician weight loss or stress or think. I'm not sure if that's in the member area yet, but it will be soon. And all of those programs are great for January 1st. You can have some big launches January 1st. Okay, well, we finished in an hour. We did pretty good. Thank you all for being here. And next week we're going to talk about no, this one you do not have access to the membership class with Inner Circle. This one is just for people that are doing the betas, and I'm just sharing it with you because I want you guys to do memberships. Next week I'm going to do hiring people. So if you have not signed up for next Thursday's class, make sure you do. Because there's a lot of people that are doing a lot of their tech stuff and wasting a lot of time when they could have somebody else doing it and getting it done. Their tech and administrative things, busy work. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Great weekend. It's almost to the weekend.